Good morning, or good afternoon, or good evening, wherever you may be. Um, I'm Wendy Barlow with Cohen Tucker Natus, attorney with the firm. And today we're just going to go over quickly some recent announcements from USCIS. Um, First and foremost, they recently announced a new online tool that will help with scheduling appointments at the local field office, commonly referred to as InfoPass appointments. Um, Now, currently, or before this tool was implemented, you were required to call the 1-800 number on your receipt notice, speak to someone, provide information. They would take that information down, then someone would call you back, and they would go from there with scheduling. If you missed the call, you had to start the whole process all over again. It was extraordinarily frustrating for individuals as well as attorneys, trust me. There is a new online tool, though, where you can request the appointment online. That's supposed to reduce the number of missed calls. You can even request a specific time for the appointment, though USCIS has indicated they're not going to guarantee that. Please understand this is not an online scheduling, like a self-scheduling tool. You will not be able to pick your own date and time for an appointment like they used to do many, many years ago. But you will provide information on this form. USCIS will review it and then contact you about scheduling an appointment. So hopefully it will reduce some of the call volume, the missed calls, and allow you to get an appointment sooner rather than later. This tool is going to be available for individuals who are seeking things like emergency travel documents, advanced parole, refugee travel documents, and other similar documents. It's also going to be available for individuals who have a decision from the immigration court granting relief, such as asylum or adjustment of status. This will allow them to go in and get documentation to prove their status in the U.S. It's also going to be used for what is called addit stamps. Now, what an addit stamp is essentially a stamp put in your passport that is proof you are a permanent resident of the country. So, these are things that they will be doing. It's not limited to those services, but that's just to give you an idea of the services that will be available. Again, it's not a self-scheduling tool, which would be fantastic. Years ago, they did have it. I have been practicing that long to remember that. But at this point, I hope to see that this turns out to be an improvement on the recent call-in requirement, because, again, that seemed like an exercise in futility most days. Now, other announcements from USCIS: TPS extensions and redesignations for both Ukraine and Sudan. TPS was set to end for both countries, and on August 18th. The Department of Homeland Security indicated they would be extending it for both. The extension is through April 19th, 2025. So it's about an 18-month extension. And it was not, for both countries, it was not only extended, meaning those who already had TPS could renew their status and continue to their employment. It was also, both countries were also redesignated. Why is redesignation important? If you did not have TPS before, either you missed the registration period, or maybe you came a little after the registration period, you can now apply for TPS. For Sudan, the physical go, and for Ukraine, I will tell you that date. For Ukraine, it's also August 16, 2023. You will be required to show physical presence since October 20th, 2023. But the most important date is that you had to be physically present in the U.S. as of August 16th, 2023 to qualify for the new opening. So that's great news for individual nationals or citizens of Ukraine or Sudan. I guess it's bittersweet. You have an extension, you have the ability to stay somewhere that is safe, but obviously the extension is being granted because conditions in your home country have still not improved. So again, bittersweet. But at least the announcement was made, and individuals can continue to um, both renew, as well as individuals can also apply if they hadn't done so. And last but not least, certainly not least, this is with the Department of State, not USCIS, but we are now seeing those invitations come for the family reunification parole for individuals that are beneficiaries of approved I-130s. Those notices are being sent by the Department of State. So please make sure, if you've petitioned for a family member or you are the beneficiary of an approved I-130 that is at the National Visa Center, that your contact information is up to date. That's mailing address, email, phone number. Right now, we've been seeing the notices come electronically, but I'm sure if there's no email associated with the account, they will also be coming by mail. So this is very important. With the length of some of these cases, you could have moved several times, or you could have an email address that you don't really check anymore. So please take the time to make sure everything's up to date with the National Visa Center so you don't miss one of those invitations. You can only apply for that family reunification parole if you've received that invitation to do so. It is not something that you can do on your own because you're the beneficiary or the petitioner of an approved I-130. As always, if you have any questions about what I talked about today or any other immigration matters, please contact Cohen Tucker and Adis. Our phone number is 212-840-0050. You can also visit us on the web at www.cohentuckerlaw.com, and we'll be happy to help you. Thank you and have a great day.